So Helldivers 2 has been a surprise smash hit of the year, garnering a huge audience, and this game has a lot of ups and downs. Mostly downs.
We did it, Patrick! We saved the city!
But hey, Arrowhead promised to fix everything in the 60-day patch, and they reverted a lot of their changes. They're a new changed dev team for the best. Or are they? Every single problem Arrowhead has been fixed inside Helldivers 2. Don't get me wrong, the 60-day plan was great, but there's a lot of things not fixed. Tell me, is this fixed right here? His family is never getting him back, ever again. But in all seriousness, let's get into the actual problems of this video. Hello, fellow Helldiver. You use Helldiver armor and think it's rather, well, lackluster. Maybe you're playing against the Terminids, get one shot by a charger, or maybe those pesky birds keep on nagging at you and you can't inject yourself with those stims. Or maybe a mad Terminid, by the fact that you cut his head off, comes running at you and just absolutely decimates you like you're wearing no armor at all. Or maybe your Helldiver decides to file his taxes while falling from a 3-foot fall. Or it could be you play on automatons and just are sick of getting aimbotted, just to revive and have the same thing happen all over again while not being able to kill a single freaking thing. If you experience any of these symptoms, please call 9-3. I'm kidding. But you probably do agree that the armor in Helldivers 2 absolutely sucks, okay? This thing sucks. What the freak is inflammability supposed to do when I can't even stay alive for 8 seconds, okay? That doesn't sound like inflammability to me. Maybe I should have checked the dictionary, but I'm pretty sure inflammability doesn't mean 75%. And don't get me even started on the electrical armor. They come out with the drippiest, nicest looking armor ever. And they put unflinching on it. Give us 2 perks, okay? It is so bad that this guy testing it, he says it's pretty nice, okay? I don't want to discredit his word, but he has to stim after just because of this one little guy. And they didn't even give us a heavy armor version. Give us armor that reduces reload time, so I have more time to do better things, like die more. Yeah, die more. That's what time I need. But please, Arrowhead, just fix the armor system and allow us to craft the perks we want to on the armor we want to. Also, some inconsistencies, like the engineering kit giving you 2+ grenades, but not 50% more. So it ends up only giving you 2 more knife throws. And if you're running the stim armor, you should get 3 stims from a resupply and not 2. Anyway, let's get into the next problem.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen,
Okay, so this is not talking about necessarily enemy damage, just horrible enemy design. Because, yes, the enemies deal a lot of damage, but some of them are designed mostly well. Let's start off with the charger. The behemoth charger, for example. What the freak is that? I shot him head on. He should have died. What? The behemoth charger is the bane of my existence on the Terminid front. I hate this thing, okay? First off, the railgun takes an infinite amount of charged shots to strip his leg off, plus to increase the leg health. So once you strip the armor off, you have to shoot him so much. They nerfed the strat on him. He's not even have the same health as a charger. Now, I get it. Some enemies are annoying, but they're at least designed pretty well, and they have some inconsistencies. But at least the Battle Titan's a boss. You know, the Behemoth Titan is just a reskinned Titan. It's just chargers are so bad now that they don't even push you when they're charging at you. They don't deal damage and push you aside. They freaking grab onto you while they're running and just end up getting one-shotted. Don't get me even started on the nursing spears. I mean, I dodge out of the way of their spew. I still get like half of my health taken away. The bio spears are even worse. They have medium armor, and then these guys have an infinite health in their freaking huge ball sack. Oh, did I mention artillery? It's just not great enemy design. And do I even need to really talk about Striders? We all know the problem with this, okay? They're ridiculous, okay? Honestly, the whole automatons need a rework, okay? They need a lot more telegraphing, time between their shots. The fact that I'm wearing heavy armor with explosive resist right here, and I'm going to peek and get one shot, should not be happening. Also, side notes, Shriekers' dead bodies still deal damage to you. They removed the hard difficulty for the automatons on the difficulty 10 flag mission. And ragdolling. Yeah, ragdolling. We all know ragdolling's in the game. Some enemies do it a whole lot more than others. I feel like explosions need to be ragdolling you a whole lot less. Okay, I'm not a toy, okay? You can't play with me. Automatons, stop it, okay? And then I'll just be playing on the bugs, and I'll have this huge horde of dead bodies, and I just can't get out, and I can't stim either. And then finally, can we choose what seed we want to play with? I don't like playing against the biospeeders. I rather play against a hunter seed. Top question, what seed is this map? Will it have more biospewers or more hunters? We don't know. I'd like to know. Anyway, let's get into the next grab. Okay, so guns. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of them are good now, but horrible. Let's look at the Slugger, for example. Let's compare its damage to the Diligence. The Diligence does 200 damage. The Slugger does 250, both medium armor penetrating. But the fire rate on the Diligence counter sniper is so much faster. In fact, damage per minute is 350% more. Obviously, these calculations aren't the best. It's just rough calculations off of the fire rate in the stats that Arrowhead gave us on these weapons. And the Slugger isn't a horrible weapon, but the Slugger has had a history, and it deserves to get a buff. Instead of nerfing the Slugger, maybe they should have just nerfed its damage fall off a little bit, and then gave us a heavy sniper that we could use at range, because they clearly saw that players liked shooting enemies from really far away. Anyway, the Breaker Incendiary. Now, a lot of people still say, hey, this is the best gun for bugs, but you gotta use it with the supply pack, and I think that's a horrible argument, because I could use supply pack with any weapon and it would automatically become better. It needs its 6 mag pack. It has a horrible ammo economy. The Scorcher. This thing is just the Purifier, but worse, okay? That's the realism of this, okay? It's a glorified auto rifle at this point, and it needs to have the ammo capacity of auto rifles. It needs 7 mags. The Plasma Punisher. I kind of like this gun, but it just needs more damage. I feel like the ammo economy is great. It just needs to differentiate itself from the Purifier's charge shots. The Constitution. When this gun came out, oh my gosh, I couldn't help myself with playing with it all day. It was fun, okay? The whole aspect of it, it's fun, but it needs a buff. Everyone was right. You know, I love the World War II roleplay, but come on. No one's using this anymore. It needs a buff. It needs heavy pen. It needs a lot more damage. And please, buff the melee, just for fun, you know? The Ruptor. This gun was amazing for 2 weeks. Since then, it's been okay. I mean, sure, it still is really great in some ways, but you're not going to convince me that this weapon is better than Explosive Crossbow. Sure, I'll use it from time to time, but the Explosive Crossbow is just the Ruptor, but better. And they need to bring its shrapnel back, or just give it a much better ammo economy than the Explosive Crossbow. And the Explosive Crossbow already has a great ammo economy. The Reprimand. This thing has way too much bloom. This is not an SMG, this is an auto rifle. They need to cut the bloom, give it more damage at higher ranges, and yeah, I mean, or just make it SMG and make it one-handed like an SMG. Please, Arrowhead, just do something with this thing, okay? Talking about SMGs and automatic weapons, the Pummeler you're not pummeling anything with this, okay? It just needs to be better. It doesn't deal any damage, and it doesn't stun that good either. Let's get to auto rifles as a whole. They need like 50% to 100% more max. They need like almost 2 times the amount of max. Let me show you why. Let's look at the Breaker Spray and Pray. I wouldn't call this the best weapon in the game, but I would call it an S tier weapon in some case scenarios. It has 8 magazines dealing 240 damage per shot with a fire rate of 330 and a capacity of 26 bullets. That means you can carry with you 49,920 damage in total in this weapon before a resupply. Let's look at the Tenderizer, the highest dealing damage auto rifle in the game. Hopefully the highest DPS auto rifle in the game too. Let's look at some of its stats. It can only carry 23,275 damage. That is less than half. But maybe you're like, hey, but the DPS is better. But that's the funny part. It isn't. So this is damage per minute. Of course, this isn't perfect. It's just rough. This is off of the stats that Arrowhead gave us. But it's only up to when you get to 900 RPM, where you are emptying a mag in half a second, the damage is slightly better than the Breaker Spray and Pray. Okay, auto rifles just need more ammo. And I know Arrowhead knows how to balance weapons. Look at the freaking secondaries and grenades. Tell me that those aren't greatly balanced. Each one has a certain use case and are viable, most of them. Anyway, let's get into a bigger problem. Yeah, so stratagems. Do you know how many stratagems have come out in the 9 months Arrowhead has had Helldivers published? Yeah, so stratagem weapons, whatever you want to call them. Do you know how many new stratagems we've gotten since the game's released? 9 months. We've gotten 10, and 2 are locked behind a paywall. What? Let's start off with one of those, the sterilizer. I know. Hold back your involuntary vomit, okay? What? Is that recoil? Recoil on this weapon? What are they doing? Anyway, this weapon just needs the acidic rain effect to reduce the armor of enemies, and then it could be a great support weapon. The arc thrower, the gun everyone was using after the railgun got nerfed and thought they were sly because Arrowhead would never catch on to them. Greetings, Helldivers. Notification for you. The arc thrower is actually very limited in its power. For real, but this gun's charge up is just, it needs to be cut in half to what it used to be. It just takes way too long to charge up, and honestly, for ad clear, it's meh for ad clear and meh for heavy boss. It takes 26 shots to kill a behemoth charger. That's kind of ridiculous. The heavy machine gun. This thing has a sweet spot in my heart. Yes, I like using it. I am a heavy machine gun simp, okay? And yes, I'm using a supply pack. I know I shouldn't. It goes against my rules. You shouldn't have to use a supply pack with a weapon for it to be good.
We don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care. Jerry.
But yes, I'm using a supply pack. I don't think you should use the supply pack because really, if you look at the ammo economy on this thing, it's horrible. But Arrowhead intentionally screwed it over. The Stalwart has 250 rounds, 3 magazines, and is light armor penetrating. The machine gun is 175 rounds, 3 magazines, and is medium armor penetrating. 75 rounds less than the Stalwart. 100 rounds, which is 75 less than the previous, is heavy armor penetrating, and it shoots slower. So how many mags do you expect it to have? 3, right? No, they gave it 2. 2.
Why isn't it possible?
For what reason? They just wanted to screw this thing over on purpose.
Bastard.
The airburst, they buffed it, then they nerfed it. And even during the buff, it still sucked, so I don't know what Arrowhead's doing with this. The ballistic shield, Arrowhead has just given up on this thing. This is just the middle child of stratagems. Honestly, they didn't even make the reprimand one-handed to work with this. It just needs a good SMG to pair with it, then it'll be good. Just one specific thing, the EMS strike needs to be a lot stronger. It needs to be able to stun Bio-Titans and Chargers and Fabricators and all this. It needs to be like a really strong stun grenade. The stun grenade can literally do everything this thing can do. If this could walk through those static fields without getting slowed, it would be really good. Kinda makes sense. Both are electric. Just saying, Arrowhead. Free advice.
Hello guys, it's Jovan, and you know what time it is? Disco time!
Okay, we're just gonna run through some random things real quick, so let's get into it. Discord polls. They close way too early, showing only a limited amount of feedback from the community, and should be in the actual game and last 24 hours. The Jar 5 does 275 damage, but needs to be 300 damage, just a slight buff. The exosuits, why can't I bring 2 mechs at the same time, and why can't I resupply my mech? It really sucks leaving that thing. Also, why only 3 orbital lasers? Let us bring more. And the rail cannon strike needs a huge cooldown nerf because it does everything a KG does except worse. It has no ad clear. A 500 KG has ad clear and kills heavy elite enemies better. And you get 2 of them. And then if you were to throw 2 of them and have them off cooldown, the rail cannon would still be on cooldown. This thing just needs a whole rework on its cooldown. It needs like a 45-second cooldown, if not shorter. Also, yeah, why is our Helldivers movement like so bad at times? Okay, why did he skip water training day, okay? He cannot swim. I get it, you got some heavy armor, but come on, man. It sucks. And then I lose my samples forever, too. Also, the controller aim assist is so bad in this game. There is none. The only time I feel it is when I'm trying to shoot a Bio Titan and a Shrieker flies in front of it. It makes me lose my perfect shot. It also makes me lose my will to... And finally, the DSS. What the freak happened here? Why is there no training samples? Why is there no new stratagems? Why is there no clans? Why is there no social hub? What the freak is happening here? But you'll have to know, because that's going to be a video for another day. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys disagree with any of my takes, I'd love to hear it in the comment section down below. Or hey, if I didn't bring up a serious problem that the game has, I'd love to hear that in the comment section down below. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be great. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace.